Welcome back to With the First Pick. We are here in Indianapolis, 2026 NFL Combine. It is Wednesday. Pete Prisco, Rand Carthon, Bryant McFadden, and Ryan Wilson. We're going to do a little mock draft here. We're going to have a guest. Rueben Bain Jr. is coming by out of the U. But let's do the mock draft here. We'll talk about our top five. We each made picks, and we'll go in order. B-Mac, you have the first overall pick. Are you going to overcomplicate this thing for the Las Vegas Raiders?
There's no reason to overthink this with the Raiders. You need a lot, but most importantly, you need a quarterback. And the best quarterback in this draft, clearly the consensus is Fernando Mendoza. So I am selecting for the Raiders. I'm calling up the card right now. It's easy. First pick for the Las Vegas Raiders in 2026, Fernando Mendoza.
Pete, you're picking the Jets at number 2 here. What would you offer to move up to number 1 if you're New York Jets? They have a ton of picks. They traded Sauce Gardner. They traded Quinnen Williams. Is that a phone call you want to make?
Oh, I'd make the phone call.
What are you willing to part with, and would B-Mac take it?
I'd give up both my ones in this draft and maybe something else in next year's draft. Would you take it? 2 ones and a 2 next year?
For the Jets?
Yeah. To go up a spot?
2 ones and a 2 next year?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well,
I
guess I'm stuck on the clock, and I got to make a pick then.
All right. What are you going to do here? You need a quarterback. Ty Simpson's still available.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? A quarterback. I'm gonna tank. I'm gonna tank this year and get a quarterback next year.
There's not.
So in this draft,
no
I'm gonna take Arvell Reese. I'm gonna take Arvell Reese, the outside rusher from Ohio State, and he told you guys today he's an outside rusher. He's a smart man because that's where you make your money if you're an outside rusher. So I'll take Arvell Reese from Ohio State.
All right. I think he's the second best player in this draft class. We'll find out in 3 or 4 years. Rand Carthon, you are the Arizona Cardinals. They have needs just about everywhere, including quarterback. What do you want to do at 3?
So at 3, I'm going best player available in terms of a need. They really they took Paris Johnson a couple years ago. He's played really well at left tackle for him, and we'll see what they decide to do. B-Mac with Kyler Murray. Regardless of who the quarterback is, you have to be able to protect him, especially in that division, having to play that Rams front, having to play that Niners front, that Seahawks front. So I went with the CC Mauigoa and taking him, plugging him in at right tackle, and we're not looking back.
So you took a guard. You took a guard 3 overall.
I took a tackle.
Well, you liked him as a guard early in this process.
And see, you don't watch our show.
Yeah, I know. You
don't watch our show.
I've heard you've evolved. You now think he's a tackle.
I reserve the right to change my mind.
So initially you thought he would be a guard, but now you see the vision.
Yes, because what I really did was I went back in recent time and I've watched their playoff run, watched them against bona fide rushers that we're touting as being elite rushers, and I watched him block each one of those guys. And so I think he will be a tackle. Now, here's the thing. I still think he can play guard.
I think he'd be great guard.
I think he can start at guard. And so that's why I vaulted him up to my number 1 tackle, because I think if you draft him, you're drafting a guy that will allow you to put your best 5 on the field, whether you put him at tackle or at guard.
All right, next up, number 4. I would argue this is going to be the most handsome GM in Tennessee Titans history. I'm making the pick, so we can discuss.
Wow. Well, you just threw him under the bus.
Thank you, B-Mac, for laughing at my joke. I'm going to, any number of directions, again, I could go here. I gave some serious consideration to wide receiver Carnell Tate, but instead I went edge rusher David Bailey, and Rand talked to him about his game day fit, B-Mac, and he said it was good luck not to dress up. But if he goes to cold weather team, he might change his mind. Tennessee is not cold weather.
I told him it was bad.
Now, well, first of all, I wish I was in that conversation because that uniform and the lack thereof is one thing. But if he goes to a cold weather team, he can't wear any sleeves. No sleeves. You got to go out there and just.
He wasn't sure.
Nah, well, no sleeves.
All right, next up, New York Giants. B-Mac, you're back on the clock, and Jackson Dart. 25 overall last year. What are you doing this year?
And you talked about potentially selecting a wide receiver for Tennessee. You went the edge route. We're so happy and thankful that you did that to Tennessee Titans and taking David Bailey, because for us, we're trying to improve our offense. We're trying to help Jackson Dart become a better quarterback. Rand, you know this, the best way to improve your quarterback, go get playmakers that he can throw the football to. We're taking the best wide receiver in this draft, Carnell Tate, with the New York Giants. I'm sorry. I think this is a great get for the Giants. You pair him up with a healthy Malik Neighbors, not knowing what's going to happen with Robinson, potentially bring him back. Theo Johnson, Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbull. I love that makeup with the Giants. So give us Carnell Tate, the Giants.
All right, we're going to take a Oh, we're going to keep going.
Keep going.
Let's
This is
go.
live TV right
All
here.
right, we're going to cut Pete Prisco.
No. Listen, no, come on. This will be a great way to announce the pick. You can get some practice for draft night.
Yeah, there you go. Sit down, Ruben. Sit down right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Can we do it
Yeah,
like
the
they do
Cleveland
on
Browns
draft
are
night?
up right now. Cleveland Browns are up right now.
You do rock it down.
So to our guests, we're doing a mock draft right now.
I got you.
And so, our podcast is called With the First Pick. So first of all, welcome.
Thank you.
But I'm now going to do my Roger Goodell.
Go for
Yep,
it.
yep.
You good at impersonation.
This was supposed to be Pete's pick.
Yeah, and Pete
Number
just
6.
casually stepped off. So with the next pick,
Cleveland Browns on the
the
clock.
Cleveland Browns have selected from the U, Rueben Bain Jr.
Yeah, man, I start crying right now.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, please.
I let it come out.
So first and foremost, welcome to the show.
Yes, thank
Thank
you.
y'all for having me.
Glad to have you. We talk about you. I feel like we talk about you every week, every segment. I've told you that before. But just even in this moment, walking up here, even though we're doing a mock draft, hearing your name called as a top 10 pick, what does that mean to you?
The world, I feel like this is all surreal. I was in interviews just cheesing, smiling the whole time because, man, I'm living out my dream right now. I'm at the combine. I can't be angry. We only get, like, they got us in meetings all day, but I do it all day because I'm at the combine. There's a lot of people that I wish they'd be here. Unfortunately, God blessed me to be here. And even that, I'm kind of like one of the faces of the combine this year, so I can't be mad at anything. I'm here to get my best effort at all times.
When you look at your career, I got to keep it real, Ruben. I went to Florida State. So you know how the rivalry is between Miami, Florida State, and Florida because Rand went to Florida. But honestly, you played a game the right way.
Thank you.
You played it. When you came out of Miami Central, I was hoping we could get you to Tallahassee because I knew you would be a great, prolific player because of your work ethic and the will to get to this moment. And all of those things came to fruition for you, and you led that team every week. So when you look at your skill set in terms of who you are as a football player, what would you say would be your best skill set to what you bring on the field?
I feel like my motive and my effort is second to none. And that's something I instilled in my work ethic just from how I train and how I prepare myself for the games and how I prepare myself for everyday life. You can see on the field, there's a whole bunch of times where that first snap I have look just like my last. And if not, my last probably look a little bit better because I done got the jitters out and I'm feeling good for the game. Just putting my all on the line at all times and giving me everything I got in my tank for each play.
So I want you to talk to Ruben because you've talked to Rand last week. You guys had a conversation. How did you react when Rand let you know that as the season progressed, he thought you started to turn it on? But he what was the way you put it?
No, I told you, and we had the conversation. I thought there were moments of the game where I wanted more.
Yeah.
And I wanted more. But then, and he smiled when I said it because he knew the exact moment. But I'll just say it this way. There was a point in the playoffs where I think he realized he was the baddest man on the planet. And there was nothing anyone could do about it. And he played like he was the baddest man on the planet throughout the playoffs.
Was that Ohio State? Is that the game?
Yeah. That's when I realized, man, I'm here, and I'm here to come. I'm here to stay. I realized that at my position, I could determine the outcome of a game, man. Why not? Why not me? Anybody else wanted to do it, they would have did it. So why not me?
Where do you see yourself playing? And I'm sure Rand probably asked you this. Where do you want to play? Not the answer that I'll line up wherever you want me to, but where do you think you're most effective? And then maybe the conversations you've had with teams about where perhaps they see you.
Well, when I say that's honestly my answer, that's honestly my answer.
Okay.
I play whatever. I don't never say I'm a DN. I say I'm a D lineman because I get it done. Whatever. Just as long as I'm on the field, I know I'm going to get something done. I'm going to get a play made. I'm going to make something shake. I just love the opportunity to play football, so I can't be too mad at me being put at a 0, a 3, a 5, and 9 because there's opportunities I know people would die for to be in my position.
So even 0, you're cool with.
Watch Ole Miss. You'll see what I did at 0.
I don't want to see too much of you at 0. I need to see you on that edge. And one thing I like, too, a lot of people don't highlight about you as a player. We know you're an edge rusher. You put your hand in the dirt. That's how you made your bread and butter. But I've seen you stand up out of a 2-point stand.
Yes, sir.
And when you come out, that first step, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes,
and it's
sir.
something about that 2-point stand for a lot of guys that are not accustomed to doing it. It gives you a new sense of explosiveness. And when he came out that 2-point stand and some of the reps that I saw, it was like, man. And when you look at how defenses are now gravitate into having the versatility where you can be a hand-in-the-dirt guy or stand-up guy and still rush the passer and be disruptive. The versatility is something that a lot of people don't highlight about your game, and I love that you can play anyone on the line, but in terms of the edge of where you're going to make your money, standing up, hand in the dirt, is there one that you prefer, and tell us the difference for you when you do either or?
Man, it's like the flow of the game, because if I feel like I'm really getting off that ball in that 2-point, I'm going to stick with that 2-point. But it's just sometimes I need to put my hand in the dirt to get a little bit more power on my legs and on my stance and really generate that force from the ground. But hey, I feel like I got the best get off in the game, whether I'm standing up or I'm in my hand in the dirt. Ask any D lineman for the past 3 years, I don't think I lost the get off race at Miami. It's just a trait I was gifted with, and it's something I take advantage of.
So you've had, how many meetings have you had so far with teams?
15.
15 so far.
Yes, sir.
So what have teams, or where have teams been talking to you about where they see you in their scheme? Obviously, there's different versions. We have the 3-4, we have 4-3, and that's been a hot topic in terms of, and that's why we just call it edge now.
Yep.
All right, where have teams been telling you that your best fit in their scheme will be?
At the edge position. That's where all guys see me at. But I'm just letting coaches know, man, if you just put me on the field. That's all I care for. Just put me on the field. Let me know that I'll be at like an edge / outside linebacker in the weight, somebody that can rush in, drop, and it's something I've done. People just really never got to see me. I done dropped in practice, I done dropped in games, and I'm well comfortable with doing anything I have to do.
So who are some of the guys that you're unique size in that you're 275 or so, where you played, I believe, this fall. So you don't see a lot of guys that are that size playing the way you do with your hair on fire. And so who are some of the guys you sort of patting yourself after? You'll watch clips and get ideas, and then maybe talk about the impact of Jason Taylor and what he's brought to that room.
It's so weird because I feel like I'm one of none. You really don't see nobody do what I do at my size, but it's so crazy. I say I go to the Browns. I love Myles Garrett, man. Been watching him since I was 13, and he was at Texas A&M, and when he got to the Browns and everything, it was crazy because when Myles first was wearing the long sleeves all the time, I was wearing long sleeves all the time, and once he took them off, I took them off. So if I get drafted to the Browns, he gonna hate me because I'm always be in his face. Always.
And you talked about player comp. I mean, I was just going through this thinking about some guys that kind of fit your style of play. I'm going to throw out a name.
Okay,
and
I think
this
I
is
know where you're
for
going.
Football fans, go back with me. My former teammate in Lamar Woodley. When you look at the size, around 6'3", 270 plus, Lamar was more of a hand-in-the-dirt guy. And when we drafted him to Pittsburgh, he became an outside rusher and made a lot of money.
Him and James Harrison.
Right? And the versatility was something that a lot of people didn't think he had in his game. So those are guys that I kind of look at because Lamar could set the edge with the best. He played the run well, and his brute strength, like the lower half. You look at Bain's lower half, that's where his power comes from.
Right.
You talked about the first step. So that's a guy that I kind of look at when I watch you play. And Lamar made a lot of money. And, they're paying edge rushers differently now.
Yeah, they do.
Deserving so.
I be telling JT, man, about my second contract, I'm going to have more than he had his whole career. I be getting on his head about it.
No question. But the last question for me, you're here in Indy. What are you planning to do? Are you planning to do anything on the grass once the drills start? Or what's your mindset for this week being here?
Nothing physical. This time around, I ain't had a proper time with so long season and let my body recover and trying to get into training. But pro day, you can be ready for the show,
everything,
because I'm getting ready.
We'll be there.
Get ready.
So we've been playing a little bit of a game with all the edge guys that have come through, and it's who are you more excited to sack? And I'm going to give you 2 names, and you choose one, and we're just going to roll through.
Okay.
You ready? Caleb Williams or Jayden Daniels?
Jayden Daniels.
Jayden Daniels or Drake May?
Jayden Daniels.
He had to think back if he sacked Drake May before, I think.
Yeah, I did. I already did. So it's already checked off the box.
Jayden Daniels or Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts or Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers, he a legend, man. He's a legend already. Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers or Matthew Stafford?
Aaron, still Aaron.
Aaron Rodgers or Joe Burrow?
Joe Shiesty. Still going Aaron, man. I'm still going Aaron.
Aaron Rodgers or Josh Allen?
From what I heard and how shifty he is, I'm going to say Josh. Because everybody say like he fast. You don't really think he is until you playing him.
Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson?
Lamar, easily.
Crib.
Lamar Jackson. Yeah, easily Lamar.
Final one, Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes?
Gotta go Pat, bro.
Okay, finally.
It's too much history in that.
And before we get you out of here, we're doing a mock draft, and we're going through the top. We've made it through our top 6 picks, B-Mac. A lot of teams and a lot of mock drafts have you mocked as high as number 4 to the Tennessee Titans. Ryan picked for Tennessee.
Yeah, he didn't pick him.
And he picked David Bailey.
This is how they do me.
What do you have to say to Ryan about making you
the
number 2 edge
He
guy?
did it.
This is the opportunity.
Let's hear it.
to
Come on,
talk
Mac.
to me.
We got to get in position to hear this.
I deserve whatever you have to say.
Hey, man, everybody make their own choices.
And I have to deal with the consequences.
Yeah, you feel me? But everybody in this draft are great players. So everybody going to flourish in their own prospective paths and journeys. And once I get in mine, I know I'm going to control mine the best way I can. I'm going to dominate. What about you?
I appreciate the answer.
And you said you'll be right back on with the first
I will
pick
tell you
podcast.
this.
Ryan going to get fired.
Let me say this
Like I
before the
did.
break. When Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker came out, Breece was sitting right there, and another of my not so nice coworkers said, "Hey, by the way, this guy, me, has Kenneth Walker number 1," and Breece said to me, "I'm top 2 and not 2." So I appreciate you being a little kinder to me, kid gloves. We're going to take a quick break here. Number 1 overall pick in my mind, Rueben Bain Jr.
No question.
Thanks for joining us,
Favorite player.
Rueben. We'll be right back after this.
All right.
Welcome back to With the First Pick here at the 2026 Combine in Indianapolis, Indiana. We did the first 6 picks of the mock draft. Ran threw me under the bus, Rueben Bain Jr., when I took him 6 overall, the second edge rusher.
So did I.
And as you did, too. I found out that as walking off the set, you did that, so I appreciate that. So we're going to rip through these picks here because we had the opportunity to talk to Rueben and took up a little time, but that was certainly worth it. Rand, you were on the clock. You are the Washington Commanders picking 7th here. What are you doing?
I'm taking Peter Woods, the defensive tackle out of Clemson. I think he is the perfect fit for Dan Quinn's system, and that piece in the middle is a linchpin for what they need to do. They need to shore up that defensive line. They need to be better against the run, specifically in that division. And why not take the guy that I have at DT1? So I went with Peter Woods.
You know, we actually do this on draft night. I should have thought of it sooner. Pete, you're going to grade every pick. So defensive lineman Peter Woods to the Commanders.
B+.
Okay.
He didn't play very well last year. So.
He would tell you that, and that's okay. So I gave you that job because I'm picking next for the Saints, and we know Pete's opinion about this position, Rand's position. I'm taking Jeremiyah Love, giving Tyler Shuck a running back, 8th overall. We saw Bijan went 8th, I believe. Jameer went 12. Ashton went 6th last year. Your thoughts on that in the grade?
I think he's a good player. I think it's too high for a running back, at least in my book. So I'll give you a C+.
That's actually that's great on the curve with Pete, so I'll take that. All right, B-Mac, you're up here. The Kansas City Chiefs somehow picking 9th this year, which is a crazy thing to say out loud. How are you going to help both sides of the ball here?
Well, I think it starts with the quarterback, offensive line play. That was an issue when you look at the injuries, the lack of depth. They took Simmons last year in the draft, and when he was healthy, he played fairly well. I have the Kansas City Chiefs taking another offensive lineman, Spencer Fano, on the right side.
Love it.
And if you have 2 bookend tackles, especially with Pat Mahomes coming off that ACL injury, being able to keep him upright is a very, very important thing for their offense. So I'm taking Spencer.
I'll give that an A. You get rid of the human penalty at right tackle and Juwan Taylor.
Leave Juwan Taylor alone. He's a Florida guy.
I hope he catches you somewhere in the streets of South Florida.
All right, B-Mac, I'm going to let you grade Pete's pick because it's related to you, of course. The Cincinnati Bengals here, picking top 10. Certainly you're going to take an edge rusher.
No, I'm taking a corner.
All right, what are you
taking
doing?
Mansoor Delane from LSU. I think that kid has all the cover skills to be one of those lockdown corners, and I think they need to get upgrades at the corner position, so I'll take Delane the corner.
I'll go B.
Oh.
I love Mansoor. I think he's a great player to Pete's point. But in terms of the need defensively, you don't know what's going to happen with Trey Hendrickson. You got to find guys that look like what they hunt. Adding a pass rusher, I think, would have been a huge move for Cincinnati. But overall, the defense is the way to go in the first round.
The problem when I made the pick, there really wasn't a pass rusher here I wanted to pick in that spot. So.
All right, number 11, the Miami Dolphins are on the clock here. And, Rand, I can't wait to hear Pete's grade about this pick.
I already know a C- or something is coming, but I went with Ohio State safety Caleb Downs. I just think understanding Jeff Hafley's defense. Now, you're going to need a backer, which you could make an argument for Sonny Styles and one of those guys in that system. Like Pete said, they need an edge rusher, and it wasn't an edge rusher that I would have liked here, knowing that Caleb Downs is also on the board. But Jeff Hafley is a DB guy. and he understands the versatility of a Caleb Downs and having him in the defense. And more than anything, to me, the Miami Dolphins are in need of culture builders and culture changes, and I think this kid is one of those.
I'm not going to kill you for that one. Okay. It's outside the top 10. He is a good player, and there was no pass rusher, so I'll give you a B+ in that spot.
Rand, I think Pete's getting soft in his old age.
No.
Not with the
if
pick.
you had taken him in the top 10, I would have probably critiqued it a little
I
harsher.
said that for the next pick coming up.
One pick out.
There are some guys
that makes that much of a difference.
There are some guys that Pete has softened on, and I'm happy to see it because, as he accuses me of, I love everybody. Dallas Cowboys on the clock here at 12. And we just talked to this young man earlier today. The sharpest kid we've talked to. He's a young man. He's not even a kid. Certainly this week and probably in recent years. I'm taking for the Dallas Cowboys former safety turned linebacker Sonny Styles at Ohio State. And you actually like him a lot too, right?
Love him.
Okay.
I love him as a player. But is this really a great need for the Cowboys? The problem is
Overshown can't stay healthy.
Yeah, well, he's another year removed from that injury. He kind of plays a lot like him, too. So you're kind of doubling up on that position. So I'll give you a C because I don't like the pick.
I'll ask you, what's the grade for Sonny Styles to the Cowboys? Because they have needs on defense everywhere just about.
Well, I would go B+, and I understand the doubling up with him and Overshown, but Overshown is going to be coming up on a contract here in a couple years, and they're probably not going to extend him, and you have the next best thing available to you already on your roster on a rookie deal.
Yeah. What else did you consider there?
Well, I mean, they need cornerback help.
They need corners. They need corners for sure.
If Caleb Downs had been there, would you have been okay with that?
Yeah, I would have been okay with that.
So, I mean, those obviously.
I probably would have taken the next guy that's being picked here instead of.
Well, we're going to take a quick break here, and when we come back, we'll get BMAC here on the clock as the Los Angeles Rams. So the Cowboys have another pick. The Rams going to have 2 picks. We'll get BMAC's pick, the first Rams pick, right after this break. Welcome back to the first pick here in Indianapolis. The Convention Center is what you're looking at there. GMs, players, and coaches talking on the stages, and we're going to continue with the mock draft here. Pete is our official grader, and Bryant McFadden is officially on the clock for the Los Angeles Rams, and this is the pick that they got from the Falcons last year.
Yes.
For
James Pierce Jr., who...
It's too soon, Pete.
Way too soon.
I mean, sometimes you take a risk and it pays off, and sometimes you have some things to figure out. Not the Rams' problem because they're picking 13, they'll pick again later.
Oh, my goodness.
What are you doing at 13 to help out this Rams team now that we know that Matthew Stafford's returning?
Les Neal, Sean McVay, they should be fired up to be in this position, a championship caliber team picking right outside the top 10. This is huge for their team, and clearly a die need for them is secondary playmakers in the secondary. They have some guys, but I think adding depth, adding an individual that can go up and match up against opposing high-level wide receivers. When you're in a division where you have JSN, who's not moving anytime soon, and you look at how they throw the football in San Francisco, go get you a cornerback, the best cornerback in the draft, even though he's coming off an injury, Jermod, McCoy. He's a guy that plays with fire. He's an alpha. He's an alpha. He loves to insert himself, and instantly their defense becomes better because you look at the guys that hunt the quarterbacks. It helps the guys in the back end. He's already going into a situation where he can squat because it's going to be hot. But in terms of how he plays the game and how he tackles, I love everything about McCoy.
Hey, Pete, before you give the grade, as an evaluator, ACL tear in January 25, didn't play at all the 25 season. Any concerns?
I mean, yeah, and that's what this process is for. This process is to see where he is, how it's healed, but then you don't have an excuse as to why you can't work out at every stop so teams can see you. But, excuse me, I think he has the best ball skills out of all DBs that's in this class, and he was super productive at Tennessee.
I give you an A. I love that pick. I think the Rams had major problems in the secondary all year. We said it all season long. We sat there and said their corners are going to do them in, and they did. So I'll give you an A for that one.
All right, pick 14. Rand, I'm going to let you be the grader of Pete's pick here. He's picking for the Baltimore Ravens, and this, by my count, would be the second player of this position off the board. So he is your number 2?
Yeah, and again, I think they've tried to address this position a lot. It really hasn't worked out. I think you still need to address it. You need to get a number 1 wide receiver in there to go with Zay Flowers, and I think you can get that with Jordyn Tyson from Arizona State. So I would pick him.
Well, before you grade, right? He's Arizona State guy.
Well,
what's the injury concern level?
With Jordyn Tyson?
Yeah.
You got to stay on the field. I mean, look, I watched every game he played, and he's a darn good player. He can do a lot of things, go inside and go outside. But Your best ability is your availability. He's got to be on the field.
That's a great range.
Now, I give this, excuse me, I like this pick because I think he fits that style of play in Baltimore. And what I love the most about him is that his ability to run after the catch. And so you have now 2 run after the catch receivers in him and Zay Flowers. I give this a strong B+.
There you go.
He's got to stay on the field.
And I pull a Ryan Wilson real quick.
What you got?
If he was healthy,
If he was healthy,
I'd give him an A.
Boy, this feels like middle school all over again.
You get picked on again, huh?
Middle school lunch table. All right, next up, Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the clock. Rand, you were picking, and Pete is back to grading. We had Todd Bowles on here yesterday. He's a defensive guy. Are you going to help out that defense?
Yeah, absolutely. And we know this. We know that the Tampa Bay Bucs defense, they need pass rush help. They need guys that are on the edge that can get after it. Now, is this a little bit high for the guy? Maybe. But I come from the school of thought, if you like him, if you think they're first-round talent and they're available to you and there's no one else, you can't roll the dice and hope that someone else is going to be there for you later. Because, again, in this division, you're going to have to be able to stop the run because all these teams in that division are able to run the ball, but then you're going to have to always also be able to get after the passer. And I like this guy's versatility to move up and down the line of scrimmage. He's really good on stunts and twists and games, and so I went with Clemson's T.J. Parker.
Yeah, look, you're forcing a pass rush here. I agree they need to get a pass rusher, but this is high for him, at least in my book, the way he played last year.
Go ahead, Pete. Go ahead, give me a C-.
I gave you a C+.
C+.
I think he's.
That's not a bad grade. We got a bunch of C+ guys up here.
Who?
You was a bad student, B-Man.
I was a good student.
I love how he groups everyone together.
You got free grades when you played at Florida State. What are you talking about?
You know what Florida State FSU stood for, right?
There we go.
What?
Free Shoes University.
Well, I paid for every shoe I got.
Yeah.
I ain't getting no free shoes, and I feel some way if they were giving out free shoes and I didn't get one. I was a starter.
Believe me, if they were giving out free shoes, he would have been the first guy in line to get them. I know how he operates.
That is very true. That is the truest thing.
Ryan, you wasn't supposed to agree with him. I thought we were.
I'm not going to tell my B-Mac T-shirt story right now.
Okay.
You got real quiet, Pete. All right, I think T.J. Parker is going to exceed your expectations, Pete, so we'll have to revisit that. Next up, 16, the New York Jets are on the clock. This is the Sauce Gardner pick they got from the Colts. They previously took Arvell Reese. Pete made that pick. He got fired apparently between picks 2 and 16. I'm back on the clock for the Jets, and I'm happy that you took the receiver you did 2 picks earlier because I'm taking Makai Lemon. Garrett Wilson's been begging for help. They get it here. They still got to figure out the quarterback. But you and I have the same comp. I think everyone does for Makai. Who is it?
Amon-Ra St. Brown. He might be quicker. I mean, he might be faster because Amon-Ra St. Brown didn't run that well when he was here. I think what he run 4.6.
4.6.
Yeah, this kid's going to run better than that. I like this pick. They need to get weapons. The problem is they're going to have weapons and nobody to throw them the damn ball.
Right.
So I'll give you a B+.
Not even an A. I'll take it. All right, next up, the Detroit Lions. B-Mac?
Yep.
You are up here, and any number of directions you can go here.
Any direction. The thing I love, and when I watch Detroit, when they were at their best offensively, they had an offensive lineman that can move grown men against their will. We saw injuries surface with that unit. The production wasn't there. It kind of played a part with, Jared Goff not being at his best. So I'm going back to the basis for Detroit. Getting big people that can move other big people. I'm taking Kadyn Proctor with the Detroit Lions with the 17th pick. Plug-and-play player right now, massive individual, plays the game the right way, and he fits the Dan Campbell mold with the offensive line play there in Detroit. I think he would be a great addition to their offense, Kadyn Proctor.
If we're getting the 335-pound Kadyn Proctor, I'll give you an A. If we're getting the 400-pound Kadyn Proctor, I'm going to give you a C-.
When's the last time he weighed 335?
I mean, we're 345. He was 400 at one point, so admittedly.
I get it, yeah.
So I look, he's a good player when he's in shape, and they need a left tackle. There's talk that Decker's going to retire, so I like the pick. I'll give you a B+.
17 too high for Kadyn here? Are you okay with that?
No, because I'm looking at Detroit. And the program and the infrastructure is there. If this was a team that was trying to build and filling out their locker room, I would say yes, because a guy that has questions. You're plugging him into an organization with a head coach like Dan Campbell, a leader in Panay Sewell, and all those guys that they have in their locker room. This would be a really good locker room for him to be in.
All right, you're going to be Pete's grader on this one here. He's picking for the Minnesota Vikings here at 18. And it's interesting the pick you have because they missed on some defensive linemen they signed in free agency. They hit on some late round guys. What are you doing?
Well, I'm thinking Lee Hunter. And again, when I look at the Vikings, Hargrave, they got him. Now they're talking about peddling him and a little bit, might get rid of him. And they didn't get good play from their interior last. Remember, they addressed the interior of the offensive line, the interior of the defensive line, the interior of the defensive line didn't live up to it. I think this kid has all the talent to be a push the pocket kind of guy in the middle, and he can also play stout against the run. I'll take Lee Hunter.
What do you think, Rand?
Now, I give it a C+. I had another guy that probably a little bit different style of play that I had ranked above that I thought was a little bit more dominant. We'll get there. We'll get there in a minute. But I do like Lee Hunter. I just had some other guys I had rated above him that I think would be better fits.
All right. We're going to take another quick break here. When we come back, Rand is going to be on the clock. We'll see if he talks about that player. He'll be picking for the Carolina Panthers. We'll do that right after this. Welcome back with the first pick here at the 2026 NFL Combine. We are ripping through this four-man mock draft. Pete is the official grader, like he is on draft night. Rand, you were up with pick 19. You were the Carolina Panthers, and Dan Morgan. What's happening in Charlotte?
Still got to fortify the defense, and I know we need more weapons on the offensive side of the ball. They've spent some pretty high picks in the past. You went and got T-Mac last year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. You spent a higher pick on Leggett. Still have to figure out what you want to do in the backfield. But I'm looking at fortifying that defense again, thinking about the division that they have to play in. And I went with Florida defensive tackle Caleb Banks. This is one of the guys that I had rated above Lee Hunter. There's another guy out there that I had above him as well. But we met him this week, and Pete said it. Pete doesn't throw around accolades and compliments. And he was like, that's the way you want him to look. 6'5", 330 pounds, and you don't know where the 330 pounds comes from because he's so well put together. And I still think if he puts it all together, man, we're going to go back and look and say that this guy's one of the more dominant players in this draft class.
So Derek Brown next to Caleb Banks.
I'll give you an A for that pick. I think, look, again, we got to go back and we got to see why and talk why he wasn't available all the time. He's got to be on the field, but he looks the part, he plays the game, and I like this pick.
Had a great Senior Bowl, too, proving that he was healthy, so that was a lot of fun to watch. And he also watches the podcast, so we got that going for us, Pete. I'm sure that makes you happy.
I'm going to change the grade then.
So I'm picking again for the Dallas Cowboys. I took Sonny Styles at 12. Pete gave that a C+, I believe. Again, at 20, Pete, we'll see if you change your opinion. This is the Micah Parsons pick from the Packers. I went with Miami edge rusher, not Rueben Bain Jr., but Akeem Mesidor, who, Rand's talked about. You look on the other side of the line, he's got almost as much juice. So you have Sonny and Mesidor with these two first-round picks.
Yeah, and look, you came back, you responded. I'll give you a good grade. I'll give you an A for that pick. I think this kid, the problem is by the time he's a really star player, he's going to be 44 years old, but that's a whole nother story.
But
no,
he's first contract, you get him to 30 for 5 years.
I'll tell you what, I think he's got a chance to be a really good edge rusher in this league, so I'll give you an A for that one.
So real quick, and I know we got to speed through, you like him more at edge than inside?
Yes, I do.
Than rushing?
Yes, but he'll go inside on third down and rush.
Because I think he need to go inside.
Huh?
Just keep him outside. Let him do what he
I think he can go inside on third down.
I think he will be a menace
and play a three?
inside.
Yeah, he can. Third down, he's going to go inside.
He's not
rush
big
the
enough.
passer.
He's smaller than
Don't you think
Bain.
he's going inside on third down?
Yes.
He's smaller than Bain.
I don't care. He's going inside on third down.
All right. You have other things to worry about, Omar Khan. You're picking for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're certainly taking a quarterback
get it
here,
right,
right, B-Mac?
I'm going to get it right.
Quarterback?
And also, no, quarterback. Not at 21.
Don't you remember he said Will Howard's going to be a star?
What are we doing?
And I'm going to give him a player to throw the football to at 21 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I had the Pittsburgh Steelers selecting Denzel Boston. I look at his highlights. I watch his play. He reminds me a lot of Mike Evans. Same body structure, his style of route running, and his ability to attack angles. He might not be a 4-3, but in terms of how he attacks angles, he creates separation. And as a former defender, I hate those type of wide receivers that know how to attack angles because they can oftentimes manipulate the way they create separation. And you can't prepare for that.
When you say Mike Evans, Mike Evans for Tampa Bay or Mike Evans from Good Times?
Mike Evans for Tampa.
Okay.
I'm not talking about Little Michael.
Pete got that joke. Yeah. All right, Pete, you had a great that. 6'4", opposite DK Metcalf.
I don't like that pick. I'll give you a C.
All right.
What?
Yeah, I'll give you a C.
What are you talking
about?
about?
You got other needs.
There's going to be a fight at the break.
What other needs?
I know you need another wide receiver, but you got other needs.
What's the other need more than quarterback? Who you taking at 21?
I might take Ty Simpson.
No, you're not. No, you're
I might
not.
take Tyson. I got to see him throw. I got to see him throw.
I'm sorry. We got to do a minute to pick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Rand, you're going to grade for Pete here. I'm surprised this young man's here, Pete, for the L.A. Chargers. What are you doing to help Justin Herbert?
I'm taking the guard, Ione from Penn State,
Yep.
and he is a mauler. And you look at the Chargers and what they want to do. They want to run the ball. The Zion Johnson, their left guard, is an unrestricted free agent. I think perfect pick. Put him in there, plug and play.
A. I think when you talk about perfect fits, putting them in there, a mauler, and they're going to need to solidify the middle of that offensive line, because even at the tackles, if they're healthy at tackle, they're going to be fine. But allowing the quarterback to kind of step up, step out, run the football, this guy's the perfect fit. And you talk about a hardball guy, this is it. A+. Well, not A+, but I'll give you an A.
Real quick proclamation for 2026: Omarion Hampton may be the best running back next year.
That's a good cut.
Okay.
If he stays healthy,
like it.
With the offensive line additions, no question.
Before we move on quickly, higher or lower, is Ione on the board at 22?
Looking at this draft, I would say yes, he'll be there.
Okay, that's great news for the Scorpions.
Because of the nature of the position.
All right, Philadelphia Eagles. Rand, you're picking, and Pete, you're back to grading.
So I'm going with Toledo safety, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. I think where the Eagles are in needing a free safety, knowing that they're going to potentially lose a guy, in free agency, this is the perfect pick. And we had Howie on yesterday. Howie had a run of taking guys out of Georgia on the defensive side of the ball. He's hit already with Quinyon Mitchell.
Toledo.
Go right back to the Toledo well. This guy has unique ball skills in playing in the middle of the field. He has, B-Mac, what we call eraser ability. Right? If the ball gets out on you, he's a really good tackler. Now, he can be a little bit more consistent in terms of wrapping up, but it's not because of a lack of fear. But he will be a good tackler, and he can make plays on the football, and he has that peanut punch that you see a lot of guys with. He creates turnovers and will allow their offense to get the ball back.
I'll give you an A because I like the kid. He's a good football player, like you said, but also Reed Blankenship is an unrestricted free agent going out the door, so it makes sense.
One more weapon for Vic Fangio. Next up, the Cleveland Browns. I'm picking. I'll see how you like my two picks for the Browns here. Rueben Bain Jr. at 6. I'm going to circle back and get Chris Brazzell the second, the long, fast, straight line wide receiver out of Tennessee to help out Shador and Dillon and whoever else might be under center in Cleveland.
Again, who's throwing to him, so it's that's always an issue. But this kid has a ton of talent. We've talked a lot about him. If he can put it all together, he might be the steal of the wide receiver position. So I'll give you an A for this pick.
Nice, thank you, Pete. All right.
Hey, I'm not so sure that this kid isn't the most talented of all the wide receivers.
He just doesn't run the whole route tree.
And that's not even his fault.
Not his fault.
It's not his fault.
That's
fault.
a Tennessee fault.
Exactly.
Every year we talk about this, man.
Every one of them.
Pro-style route running there.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
Dante Thornton, same thing. All of them.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
I know. All right, Chicago Bears picking 25 before we take a break here. B-Mac, you are Ryan Poles. What are you going to do?
I mean, they don't have a lot of needs, but I think this is an opportunity to improve an area where you have depth concerns. I go interior defensive lineman, Ohio State, Kadyn McDonald. Not knowing the status of Grady Jarrett, where he is continuing trying to play at a high level. McDonald was one of the more unsung heroes for Ohio State's defensive unit that was loaded with so many NFL potential players and stars.
We talked to K-Mac today, and Arvell Reese told us that McDonald, was instrumental to helping him do his job.
Yeah, and look, this is a need pick. Their defense wasn't very good last year when you look at the numbers, and so I think this makes sense for them. I'm not going to give you an A. I'll give you a B.
And this was the other guy. This is the other guy I had above Lee Hunter.
Yeah, he's a really good football player and also really young. We're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, Pete is going to be picking for the Buffalo Bills. He will almost certainly have to take a wide receiver. I can't imagine not taking a wide receiver. We'll see what he does right after this break. Welcome back here with the first pick here in Indianapolis 2026 Combine. I'm going to wrap up our mock draft. And Pete, you're Brandon Beane. You're picking for the Buffalo Bills, and I can't imagine living in a world where you're not getting a wide receiver.
Well, you're living in a world where I'm not getting a wide receiver. I'm taking R. Mason Thomas, the pass rusher from Oklahoma. Look, I think he might be the twitchiest guy in this entire draft. This team has to get to a point late in the season. What did they need to do against the Denver Broncos? They needed to knock the quarterback down, and they win the game. They didn't knock him down. Against Patrick Mahomes in key games, what do you need to do? Knock the quarterback down. They didn't knock him down. Got to get edge rush help. Get him. This is the guy.
What's the grade?
I like the guy. I don't know if this is necessarily the pick for him, but I'm just basing it off the talent of this guy. It's a strong B+ for me.
Don't forget, Bosa is an unrestricted free agent too.
But look what they did in the draft last year. They just got hit with so many injuries. They used their first 5 picks, if not mistaken, on
interior
the
defensive lineman.
And they got Jackson from Arkansas.
Yeah, and he's coming off an injury.
Right, and he went high on him before that injury.
Landon Jackson isn't the player R. Mason Thomas.
No. All right, I'm going to rip through this because I need to get to my last pick so you can give me a hard time. Pete, give me the grade. Rand picked for the San Francisco 49ers at 27. Utah offensive tackle Caleb Lomu plays on the left side. Fano went earlier. He plays on the right side.
B, like the player a lot, and I think it's a need for them down the road.
You give it a B?
B.
All right. Rand's report card's the best it's ever been. Pick 28. I'm picking for the Houston Texans. I took some more defensive back help. I think they got a ton of good players on defense, but I continue to help here, given how the board fell. Clemson cornerback Avion Terrell.
This is a D. They don't need this. Why are you taking?
Yeah, I don't know how he's going to get on the field. He's going to be a heck of a gunner.
He's going to watch for a while.
He's inside. You got Stingley, got
in fact, let me correct myself. This is an F.
And not because of Avion, because of me.
Yeah, because of you.
Yeah, I don't want Avion to see this.
You got to no, he's a good player.
Yeah,
he's
a good player, but
here, the joke's on you guys. I did this to distract you from my 32nd overall pick.
It's working right now.
You're not distracting us. You got an F.
All right, I'll take it. It's not the first F I've got, Pete. Pick 29, the L.A. Rams. Who'd the Rams get? You got Jermod McCoy, B-Mac, at pick 13.
Yeah.
And for the Rams here, what are you doing?
Oh, Rams fan, I need a jersey. Send me something because I have improved your team dramatically. Got McCoy in the first with the first pick from Atlanta. Now I come back with the 29th and take Omar Cooper. Talented wide receiver. And the reason why I do this, hold on, Rand, hold on. The reason why I do this is because you got Puka, you got Devontae. Clearly, Devontae's closer to the end of his career than the beginning, right? Not knowing what's going to happen with Tutu Atwell. You got the tight end production, who I love. I think they have three of the top 3 tight ends on their team in terms of how they utilize those guys. And now bringing in a guy like Omar Cooper, who's a versatile player, and he's a hard-nosed football player that happens to play the wide receiver position. You can do so many different things with him. And just imagine Sean McVay getting his hands on a guy like a Puka Nacua in terms of his mentality and the toughness, but he also has the versatility and the speed and the sure hands. Great playmaker to add to the offense that's already explosive.
C minus.
Oh, what?
I like the player, but again, I think they have other needs on the defensive side of the ball. They have needs of defense.
All right. We don't have to talk about it now.
Rand was going to say something. What were you going to say?
We'll talk off here.
No.
Next
up,
up,
talk on the air.
Look, let's get. This is about my last pick.
Okay, you got it.
Let me do my thing. Pick 30, Denver Broncos. Pete, you took Texas linebacker Anthony Hill Jr. Rand, grade that pick.
I like that pick for them because they need linebacker help. With Alex Singleton will be a free agent. Dre Greenlaw has been in and out of the lineup.
Stranad's a free agent.
Stranad's a free agent, so I like that pick. Strong B+, and he's from his folks are from the Keys.
There you go. There you go. Pick 31, the New England Patriots. Rand is taking Keldrick Falk, edge rusher out of Auburn. Long, and we find out he's 21, not 20, but still young.
Yeah, I give that a B+. They need to get more edge help. I mean, that's clear. We saw that at times during the season. And they got guys that are free agents, like Chason's a free agent.
Okay, before we wrap this thing up, I'm pick 32. I'm the Fighting Rick Spielman, the New York Jets. I called John Snyder to trade out of that pick. The Jets have currently taken Arvell Reese, and then they took Makai Lemon. And I trade up to pick 32 as the New York Jets, one spot, and you guys can make fun of me, and we'll start with B-Mac and come on down. We got 2 minutes to go. Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson.
I mean, you trade up. He might have been available for you at 33.
He might not have, and I love him.
That's the thing. And I think he's in a spot where you can roll the dice and hope that he is there at 33
Hope
instead of giving.
You gave up a first-round pick to move up a spot?
I gave a second-round pick.
Oh, okay. You gave up a second-round pick to move up a spot?
I love him.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that move at all.
With Pete too.
That's
Rand, what do you
terrible.
think?
Listen, I'm just going. Pete, what you got, Pete?
Yeah, what's the grade?
You want me to grade you?
Grade the pick for Ty Simpson, then grade the overall pick.
Okay, I don't like trading up a spot and giving up a draft pick to go up and get a quarterback that when you can wait till next year and get a quarterback. So I'm giving you a D. You have bad grades. You got a bad report card, dude. It's a problem. You know what? We need to call the guidance counselor because he needs help. His grades stink. His grades are terrible.
Academic probation.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well,
you might not be eligible next year, by the way.
I'm currently not eligible. So Arvell Reese, Makai Lemon, and then Ty Simpson here. That's a good base to build around, is it not?
Do you think Ty Simpson's the franchise quarterback? Yes or no?
I don't know.
Wait a minute. You wanted me to pick him at 21.
Well, he's better than Will Howard. Yes, he is.
Pete's on one, man.
Well,
He's
here,
on
look.
one. He's fired up.
You're going to have Aaron Rodgers, by the way.
Here,
Okay. I'm okay with that.
We got 30 seconds, and quickly, and this means quick. Is Ty Simpson going to be a first-round pick on April 23rd?
Desperation makes teams do things they don't want to do, and I would say yes.
Yes.
I'll say yes also.
And B-Mac, lastly, and keep it short, please, is he going to go 21 to the Pittsburgh Steelers?
No.
All right.
They have Will Howard. Never
Insider
forget that.
trade.
Don't forget Will Howard.
Remember
don't forget,
yesterday he made Will Howard a star. Don't forget that.
Don't forget to subscribe to With the First Pick wherever you get your podcast. Thanks for joining us. We will see you guys later
Who
in
had
the
the
week.
best picks?